Good evening. We are picking up where we left off last week. Congratulations, Zeruian, on being first. I read the name in chat above, then I read to actually redeem that. Congratulations, Zeruian. So I think that I mentioned, oh, you're still in ads? That's not okay. I started when they ended. Whatever. One thing I just want to bring up real quick before, moving on, because I was talking about this earlier. Turns out that the Dying thing was a paid expansion. It's paid DLC. It's not free like Art Vandals is. I've been wondering about that, and that's where it is. I thought I just couldn't find it, but in fact it simply wasn't here. Hi, Pumpkin. I promised to help Enid with that art contest. She's going up against Kirsten in all 6 categories. There's a mess at the mall that needs my attention, otherwise I'd do this myself, but now I need your help misplacing some of Kirsten's paintings to even out the odds. We actually cased this place pretty well last week, but we didn't quite pull off the heist. So perhaps we'll succeed today. I think the last thing I was trying was, trying to find a way to get a vehicle up onto the roof here. Which, actually, as I say that, a thought danced across my brain. Don't I have, a really big crane? Don't I have this thing? Couldn't this just pick up a car and put it on the roof? I can envision that working, you know? I would just need to find an adequately small car. Maybe one of these ones. Or, I think there's a small one back here. Yeah, so there's a thought. What if I take this and I put it up there? Is this just going to fall through the roof because it's too heavy, or can this actually go somewhere, maybe? Let's find out. I'm gonna need that crane one way or the other, so... Nearly got squished. Keeping my eyes open for other potential small cars. The temptation to blow this thing up is strong. I do also have those remote explosives over there, though I don't think I have an immediate use for them. Let's try and get this over there, causing as little damage to the crane itself as possible. I would rather not leave debris everywhere and potentially snap off the crane arm. If I can help it. Letting this hook drag on the road in front of me feels like a violation of some kind. But I am a fox, and therefore nobody can hold me accountable for anything. It's one of the nicer perks. Alright. I do kind of wish that I could just, like, properly hook this around something. Oh well. We'll just do the nice and simple center of mass thing. Hasn't gone quite the way I hoped it would. I want to keep the wheels underneath it. Though this car is light enough that I can handle it, so maybe that doesn't matter as much, actually. Though also, I'm afraid that letting it dangle too far will mean that I just physically can't lift it high enough. So what I think I'm going to do, actually, is cable it to the arm rather than the hook. Just so that the length of the cable leading to the hook isn't added to it. And hopefully nothing rattles around and breaks anything. It's really quite bouncy. That sign's kind of in the way, but this is okay, probably. Alright, is that going to be good enough? Because I think that if I have this... I don't remember exactly how much time I needed to save. Like with the attempt that I did last week. I don't recall exactly how much more time I needed. But this could maybe work. I also kind of expected it to fall right through the roof. I wasn't sure if it was going to be like a strong roof or a flimsy roof. But that is why I looked for the lightest car I could find. I was like, I'll find the spray can somewhere. Yeah, in an entirely different category. Huh. The texture on the wall changed just there. This thing looks kind of like one of those fairground things where like you stick your face through like a cutout and it makes you look like, you know, you got your head on like a scarecrow's body or whatever. Kind of resembles that. Get all this stuff out of the way. Gotta be careful not to make the floor too flimsy, because I do need to be able to drive a car up and then back down. And we even got a ramp all ready for us. Right, fingers crossed that this works well enough. Already this is working miles better than it did last week. I'm going to want to go up backwards so I can just hit the gas when I jump into it later. Alright, alright. I can't jackhammer those cables, so gun. And to the extent possible, I want to set this thing up. Is one of those paintings too close to a sonic size? I can see where you got that, but I don't think so. Like that. Okay, so hypothetically, if I jump into this and I just hit the gas, what happens? Honestly, good enough. Like, actually good enough. That's kind of what I needed. Alright. So, now I've got a solution for this. I'm going to need something for this as well. And this I know I can just knock down and leave on this support post. So I probably want to do something similar where I have, say, the monster truck rigged up with this thing. And I just like get over here, grab this, get in the truck, drive over. When I'm driving this thing out, do I want to... I probably can't reliably drive the little car out, drag it over. So what I probably want to do is get it far enough out, drive the monster truck over, stop, hook it up to the monster truck, keep driving. Probably. which would mean that my route would be mostly the same as last time, starting here, going here, running up, hitting this, hopping over here, driving down, driving around, grab this, drive back. I think that's everything. Yeah, there's not that many targets actually. Thankfully, like all demolition experts slash spoiled daughters of whatever it is that Wu does, I have regenerating hit points. So I can take a little ankle fracture. It's fine. I probably want to do roughly the same thing as last time. Last time I kind of went around in... Then I got that onto the staircase, so there's probably no reason not to do that again. Because I do want to go up, and getting onto that staircase is like the fastest way to do it. So how far over can I bring this? I could potentially use a cable to pull it a bit closer, but this is probably fine. Want as straight of a line as possible. Let's get this up onto the stairs again, if at all possible. Awesome. Alright. Super easy to just grab that along the way. I don't want to wait for this. So I'll just stick it open. Actually, if anything, I could probably go straight through this wall. A straight line is the fastest path between 2 points. So we go like this, grab this, which I could probably drag over like here and make this corner a lot tighter. Run over like this, grab this, go up like this. Hopping down into here, I was struck with like the gruesome mental image of like Hopping forward like this and then cutting my throat on like a jagged shard of broken glass. That's one way to get caught, red-handed. Like the red spilling from your own neck, it's like, oh no, let's not. Maybe what I want to do is get up like here and then jump like that. So, what I really want to do is get into the car as fast as possible, more so than anything. How far forward can I inch this thing? Kinda surprised I got this far, not gonna lie. Okay. I think one more tap and it breaks. Nope. That thing has gotta be at its limit. Okay, yes. So with this in mind, I just have to go like this and hit this thing as fast as possible. So I come down, hit this, hold W. And I want to get from there to here as fast as possible, which ideally would be a line that looks kind of like this. But in practice, it's probably going to be a line that looks more like this. If anybody needs an Allen key, I've got one right here. Go fish it out, you can have it, if you want it. That didn't quite take the way I hoped it would. I wonder if I can do the suspension bridge thing here, actually. So I'm gonna go from there to here, so let's do this again. Okay, in this timeline, if you want the Allen wrench, X key, Allen key, whatever it's called, some disassembly required, but that's okay. Let's try this again. You're just popping by? Sure thing. Also, good morning. Is it early in the morning for you? It's 6 p.m. for me. 6:30, rather. I'm simply engaging in a little bit of shenaniganery, as one does. Can I stretch a cable this far? No, I cannot. I didn't think that I could, but that's fine. Maybe if they were both kind of pointed out at each other already, maybe? Hmm. Just a second, I've got a text I want to answer super fast. Just... Never mind, I can't do it fast enough. I'm not gonna put you all on hold. You're watching anime on a news site? Yeah, it sucks when things get quote-unquote upgraded. And you're just like, oh, this is only an upgrade from the perspective of people who, like, aren't actually using the service. It's like, ah, yes, we've cut costs. It's like, cool, have you cut prices? No, but we've cut costs. I am, without doubt, making this more complicated than it needs to be. But I'm kind of on board with this. This feels like a shenanigan. Azur Lane Bisilk Zenshin got a sequel? I've not heard of that one. I presume it's like an adaptation of the gacha? I should really just make like an intermediate thing, honestly. I know of Azur Lane, I've never played it personally. The only gacha I've ever spent any amount of time in really was Genshin Impact, and that was just until I got Yai. And then it was like, that's everything I wanted. I saw the cable and my heart leapt for a second. Actually, wait, what if I just did this? What if I made another plank like this? That'll drop down, which is expected, but now I can take this and bring it up. Whoops. Be careful. Right, what I was hoping for. I want this thing to drift a bit further left. Just cabled it to itself. Whoops. Okay. Just get Looney Tunes punched through the bottom of the frame. I end up in like another panel entirely. Video game universe with the fan service turned on a lot. The three most lovable characters drunk 90% of the show. Nice. I've never had an inclination for or real desire to partake in alcohol myself, but like, I have seen funny things happen because of people who do. Alright, suspension bridge. Straight line. Oh dear. Did I save after getting that? No, I didn't. I am a fool. It's okay though, because I've got an easy setup. Just gotta do this again. It just gently deposits me into the water. My New Year's resolution is to remember to quick save after cabling these two things together this time. There we go. That is very precarious. Perhaps I should wait for it to stop jiggling. What if we just added more planks? This is fine. Yeah, sounds like shenanigans. Cute girls doing cute things is always a bit of a hit, I find. Which reminds me that I still need to get around to watching Lucky Star. That show's been on my to-watch list for like probably like 16 years at this point. At a certain point, I have to either get around to it or stop pretending that I will. Alright, so... I grab this, run across, grab this, run across, hop in this, drive it down. Things, various crimes, war crimes, questionable stuff. I mean, that's all cute depending on your perspective. A little crime as a treat is totally okay, I think. War crimes especially. I'm Canadian. Every time there's a world war, we make we append things to the Geneva Suggestions. It's a grand old time. Gotta get these trees out of the way again. Exactly. They can't punish you retroactively for something that wasn't against the rules at the time. Get creative. I'm trying to think, what's the most recent anime that I've watched that would, like, count as cute girl doing cute thing? Does Secrets of the Silent Witch count? Because I watched that one recently, and that was really cute. Though it's mostly just one cute girl, and the thing that she's doing is mostly getting over her social anxiety. Bocchi the Rock? I haven't seen that one. I probably ought to, but it's not quite on my I'm going to watch this list. Simply because I have some weird inherent bias against, like, music shows. I'm just like, oh, they're in a band. I don't care anymore. Imagine if clearing out trees was this easy. You just disintegrate like a square foot of wood with every swing of a sledgehammer. Overlord's Sacred Kingdom movie? I haven't actually seen that one. I've seen, I think, the first 4 seasons of Overlord. There's a movie out, I might have to watch that. I like Overlord. I saw Overlord before overpowered main character stuff got really stale. To me, personally. And I still, and if this is just bias, I still feel like Overlord kind of does it better than most, because it never pretends that Ainz is anything other than, like, the predetermined absolute victor. Like, a lot of OP stuff, like, pretends like anybody else has a chance, and then they try to play it off like a normal shonen, and it just doesn't work. It comes across as kind of condescending. But with Ainz, it's more like, what will this absolute sociopathic god do next? And he kind of, like, he doesn't pretend that it's anything else. You named after Overlord? Nice. Ainz if he had coffee instead of, like, undead emotional suppression. That would probably change the plot rather substantially. Another kind of, like, overpowered isekai that I really enjoy. I read the manga for this one, I haven't seen the anime yet, but it's the one where the main character gets reincarnated as a sword, like the inanimate object. And that one kind of avoids the pitfalls of, like, overpowered main character because he kind of deliberately takes a back seat to another character who is not as powerful as him. And so it's less overpowered main character dunking on everybody and more overpowered main character kind of like serving as a father figure to a not as overpowered character who does kind of become overpowered under his tutelage, but like it feels more earned because she actually started from zero and actually worked for it. Who would agree? I think that's kind of like the thing that bothers me the most about most overpowered main protagonists. Like, I don't mind a powerful protagonist, not one bit, but like, a lot of them didn't do anything to earn the power that they have, and then they act like they earned it. And that just comes across as like incredibly obnoxious to me. Like, it's one thing if you're trying to, like, take the wind out of the sails of somebody who's, like, just being, like, an abusive jerk. But it's another thing to genuinely buy into your own hype and start thinking that, like, you deserve to be heralded as, like, this prodigy. Another one that I've read some of the manga of, I'm not caught up on it, and I haven't seen the anime, but Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun. That's another fun one. I like that one. Tensura incarnated as a slime. I followed the manga of that one for a bit. Haven't seen the anime. But with that one, I kind of feel like it's also less obnoxious because kind of like Overlord, it never really pretends that Rimuru has the capacity to lose. And the overall, like, plot is less... Ow, my bones. But I lived. It's less ow my bones because he doesn't have any. But it's less, oh, will Rimuru win? Will Rimuru lose? And it's more... check out this nascent god coming into his power. It's like, that's what he is, basically. Like, he very, very rapidly goes from, like, powerful to all-powerful. And it never... oh no. It never really pretends that he's anything but. I'm gonna go to sleep. Rest well. Have a wonderful night. Casually discussing anime while doing crime. As one does. Oh, careful, careful. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. We are rattling in a way that I don't like. I'm just gonna put that there, never mind. I'm not. Put this here. Okay. Monster truck, I think, was over there. Yes, awesome. There's the remote bombs. I don't have a use for them at present. I I might blow up the gas station again just for, like, recreational purposes, who knows? Just for fun, as a treat. Exactly, enrichment. Can I swing this around onto this without breaking that, or do I have to scoot these both forward a bit? I gotta scoot them forward, I think. Yeah, foxes need chaos, otherwise otherwise our fur loses luster. What if I just drag this thing behind? That's probably better, actually. Also, yeah, jokes aside, foxes are technically something that you can keep as a pet, but they're exotic animals. You cannot treat a fox like it's a cat or a dog and just expect things to go well. Foxes have very specific, like, needs. Incredibly, incredibly high energy creatures. So I just run off like this. Like, you can conceivably, like, keep a fox happy, but that requires an investment of, like, it requires an investment of things that, like, most people just don't have to give. Yeah, foxes are kind of domesticating themselves. But only kind of. Alright, so I can just drive off with this. So we grab this, run across, grab this, run across, drive this down. There should be another car here that I can take around like this. Grab this. Hit the gas on this. Stop here, hook up the other painting to the monster truck too, probably. And then drag them all over at once. Hopefully, ideally. We'll see. What is a decently fast car that can handle going off-road? I think one of these is a truck. Trucks are usually good at that. There's a truck here. And there's a bunch of stuff over here, but I don't want to poke through all that. Or pick through, I should say. This isn't a truck, this is, I think it's called an SUV. I don't actually know what SUV stands for. The V probably stands for vehicle. Yeah, I don't think I would call that one a good off-roader. Transport utility vehicle? Gotcha. I was like, I know FRV from Helldivers, which stands for Fast Recon Vehicle. So the V in SUV is probably vehicle. Incidentally, in Helldivers, they recently added 2 new FRVs. The first one had a mounted heavy machine gun. The 2 newer ones have a mounted flamethrower and a mounted resupply station. Both of which are kind of awesome. It's like, oh, here's this thing that we can, like, drive around to objectives, and also, like, helps the minigun player keep their left mouse button held down. Exactly, the snack dispenser car, the vending machine. Alright, so hypothetically I jump down here, get into this. I like the acceleration. It handles off-road decently well. Okay, so grab this, grab this, grab this, gun this, just crash it into the ground, don't worry about it. Get in this, drive around, grab this, gun this, hook it up here, drag it over here, get into the escape vehicle. I see the vision. Can I execute it / is something missing? I'll give it a shot or two, and then we'll take tonight's first 5-minute break. Technically, I should take the first break already, but I want to give it at least one shot before I do. None of that commercial break cliffhanger nonsense that I hate from cable. The last time I tried watching cable, like television at, like, my parents' house, it was the most obnoxious experience. Like, you think ads on YouTube are bad, it's like, it could be so much worse, actually. Mistakes were made. It's like, you know how, like, shows have, like, cuts roughly halfway through them? Where it's like, okay, they intentionally put this here so that, like, advertisers could have commercials. Imagine if, like, the studios added 2 extra cuts of their own, just in the middle of, like, scenes that weren't meant to be cut. And there's, like, as many ads as there is actual show. It's like 5 minutes of dialogue, then, like, in the space between, like, one character, like, finishing a sentence and somebody else starting it, like, they insert a 5-minute ad. And it is just incredibly obnoxious. And it's like, not to say that, like, you know, the ads on YouTube are, like, pleasant, but they're better than that. Like, it's something. This is fine. Got about half the runtime left. I think this is doable if I'm fast enough. That is so doable if I'm more efficient with my movements. That is so doable, actually. Alright. We're gonna take a 5-minute break here. Please use this time to refill your beverage, go to the bathroom. Anything that would take you about 5 minutes. I'm going to stand next to propane with a blowtorch in the meantime. I will see you shortly. I return. Let me just innocently click back into game. Thank you for the head pats. Alright. Let's try this again. I could probably make this gap a little bit wider, easier to go through. I've been struggling to actually grab this thing. I didn't struggle that time, so that's fine. I got kind of snagged there, which was less than stellar, and that's just a failure. Alright. Not the quick save. I probably want to make this hole a bit bigger so I don't have to jump, because if I jump, I lose traction. But if I keep my feet on the ground, I can just kind of like... I can just do that. Also, thank you for the hydration. And the head pads if I forgot to thank for those as well. If I didn't forget to thank for them, I don't mind thanking for them twice. Head pads are nice. I don't have infinite traction. How do I stop this from happening? Because that's happening rather consistently. Also, what if I made like a plank backboard here so that I would hit it and stop running? It's like, yeah, planks are probably the answer, it's just like, planks where? That was really clumsy. Like, all of that was super clumsy. Yes, obviously, but like, planks where? I don't know what it's snagging on if I'm not looking for it. Looks like it's where the wall broke. And while I'm here, may as well make this hole easier to hit. I know how to play this game. Dijkstra, you're a baka. Alright, so I run like this. But it's okay, it comes from a good place. You're trying to be helpful. I appreciate that. Just not as much as I'd appreciate figuring it out myself. Meanwhile, Zurian, Ara, you're lewd. So we can come through here in a relatively straight line. That could have gone better. But you know what? Good enough is good enough sometimes. I come around like this. And I don't think this is actually a plank problem. I think this is like an acceleration problem. Or maybe this is a plank problem. So... yeah, it's getting caught here. The main issue with hypothetically using planks is that the car going over it first might break it. So what if I do this? This is probably not helping as much. That's probably not helping at all. I just like did this. What are the odds that this actually just works? Not quite. Is there some way that I can lift this up a bit? Like, say... labeling it like this. Such that it, is neutrally held aloft just a little bit. Hypothetically, let's just drive it like this, see what happens. That does work, alright. Good enough is good enough. Oh no. Oh, the problem isn't that the vehicle is too far forward, it's that this is too far forward. How silly of me. Let's back a little bit. I was like, why does this keep breaking? I keep scooching it backwards a bit. Alright, cool. That's what it needed. Set this back up. Scooch it forward again, ideally back to roughly where it was. Because I would like to use the same path. I probably don't need the individual pixels as much. And let's clear all this stuff out of the way. This stuff being here as an obstacle kind of makes me think that maybe they actually did want me to crane up a car as the answer here. Like, especially like with this ramp here. It's like it seems surprisingly reasonable as a solution. think this is going to be another one of those levels where, like, after I finish it, I'll go back and I'll, like after stream, I'll probably go and I'll see, like, how other people did it. Because it's fun seeing the solutions that other people come up with, and, like, how close mine was to, like, theirs. Yeah, I wonder if I can make a backboard there. Just something that, like, stops me from, like, overshooting. What if I grab a crate? That would work, probably. That's not a very big crate. Oh, when I say look at other people, I don't mean, like, in-game. I don't think that's an in-game thing. And I mean, like, I'll just, like, go onto YouTube or, like, Reddit or whatever. And, like, see what other people have posted. Actually, that could be like a fun... That could be, like, a potential fun idea for my poor, neglected YouTube channel. I just, like, stitch together all of the successful heists into just, like, one unbroken line of criminal competence. So, hypothetically... Do I need to anchor this, or is this good enough? Exactly, the canon timeline. Okay. Like super hot? I didn't do that for super hot, but yeah, kinda. So, like... something like this. That could work, it's just a little too far out. Okay. Oh yeah, super hot showing the replay at the end. That was fun. I did like that. Oh, that's so much better. Okay. I'm here 6 seconds, 6 whole seconds faster than I was on my last, like, really good attempt. 6 seconds is a lot in this game. That's like 1/10 of the total heist time. I'm like stuck under the wheels of the car. That went well. Awesome. It was a little bit janky, but it worked. Awesome. Oh, thank you for the head pats. Let's see. From Dad. Hi, Pumphrey. Could you do me a favor and park the Crowns of Goats in the ocean garage? Amanda Ties and I were supposed to continue racing after lunch, but now it started raining, so we'll stay at the mall. Go to one of the race cars. Okay. I was like, I hope it doesn't expect me to know this brand. Park the car in the ocean garage. What if I did them both at once? This was a bad idea. There was, in fact, no ramp there. At least this one's much less tedious than the one where it was like, hey, eat an entire car. Like a reverse power wash simulator. Maybe I'll play Power Wash Simulator after this. The last time I played Power Wash Simulator, it was really embarrassing to the point where I don't think I even uploaded the VOD. I was super tired, and then the game itself was like so relaxing that I kind of like fell asleep halfway on stream. Park the car in the ocean just like Daddy wanted. Like one of my friends was even like, Ariel, were you on drugs? I was like, no, I was just tired. So like maybe like a redemption arc type thing. Hi, Pumpkin. Did you park the cars like I asked you? Oh, and also it's come to my attention that there are security cameras in the museum. The outdoor ones we could explain with you being a teen doing teen stuff around the museum, but the ones inside we should really get a hold of. Let's see here. Steal the security cameras from the museum. Wired alarms as usual. To what degree can I dislodge these? I can just yoink them off the walls, that's cool. Okay, they do not have to be anchored. So there's that one that I just did. There's that one. That one I think canonically wouldn't have seen anything. It's part of this whole wooden structure out here, so I wonder if I can, like, pick the entire thing up and move it. Make my life easier. So there's that one, then there's one over here. You know, I kept jumping over this spiral staircase, but I don't think I ever parsed that it was a spiral staircase. Okay, this one's outside, and it's got a really short tether. So I probably can't meaningfully get this one inside. Maybe, unless it's like right on the other side of the wall. Which would be about there. Which I need to get through like this wall if I want to grab like this, get this. Which is probably doable. Is there even anything there? Not really, but that's okay. Actually, yes, it is walkable here. Alright. So, hypothetically, maybe I can get this here. It doesn't go far, but it can go here, which is good enough. Alright. So my escape is probably gonna be... it's probably gonna conclude going this, here. So maybe something like grab this, grab this, grab this, grab this. Grab this, grab this, grab this. If I can take this and move it over. Let's see if that's at all possible. Otherwise I might have to rethink things. And I don't want to have to rethink things. Thinking things once is already so much thinking. I'm a streamer, my thinking budget is not big. Right, so can I just cut this entire thing off Bugs Bunny style? There's something about this game that makes me just keep making Looney Tunes references. And like, I'm on board. It is a very silly game. Okay, is this gonna break it, or can I actually move this whole thing? I cannot move this whole thing, but I can get head patted by a giant red hand thing. Which is kind of like a consolation prize. Alright, so instead, I need to like have my rock go over here. I do still probably want to have it end going like this. This is on the outside, so maybe something like grab this, grab this, grab this, go over like this, come back up like this. That makes the most sense to me. And with enough planks and cables, probably anything is possible. So the elephant in the room, I think, is getting from here to here. I could maybe do that with just a blue tide jump. Let's actually lay eyes on it and see what happens. Okay, so I yoink that, I come through here in a very similar manner to the last time. I can probably have this dangle in front of the door and just use the exact same like opening route. Alright. Yeah, then, instead of going this way, I would kind of go this way. So, I grab this, I'm coming out. I get like here. That probably wasn't structurally important. My thought process is I'll make a bridge directly across because it'll probably be easier, and then I can like make a branch to... don't know the proper term for it, but like kind of like the hypotenuse, if that makes sense. Like I want to make this line to make this line later. Anyway, alternately I could just attempt a blue tide jump, which looks like it does work actually. So maybe I just don't overthink this one. Actually, I don't even need a blue tide jump, huh? Okay, so... I'm not sure if it's an elevation thing or if I just messed up the jump, but... I can jump this way but not the other way. Like is obviously not long enough. But this is fine. Because I can just do the thing that I've been doing to make suspension bridges this whole time. Just gotta bring this up and around. I think I was just walking on a plank that I was holding up. This is why this game gives me so much Looney Tunes energy. Silly little interactions like that. Okay. That's what I wanted to see. Luckily, falling into water has never been harmful to anybody. I'll break the motor on that while I'm at it. Actually not as successful as I would have liked, but successful enough. Awesome. I'll give myself an entryway and dislodge this thing at the same time. I want to be careful not to break the plank. So I grab this. I'll probably run through here. Now, I need to find a way to get this way. I could always try the trick. Damn, I could always try the same trick, or... This thing's surprisingly purple. I think that might just be the branding, actually. If I can find the crane car... Here it is. Can I use that here for anything? I think the crane only goes out about as far as this thing. Though maybe I think wrong. I should double check. Alternately, I could just... Alternately? Maybe instead I go up like this, down like this. I'd have to get back up though, that's the only thing. Like, instead of going like this, I go like this. Which is a longer route, but potentially easier to set up. I'm going to go grab that crane and see how far it really reaches. It's like I might just be thinking in terms of like how far it reached when I was reaching for the cage instead of how far it could conceivably reach had its maximum potential. This is a really big, wide truck. I wonder if I can like perhaps like dangle that over here. To be fair, me driving out of bounds to get to a tower was one of the best moments in this game for me. Like, that was awesome. That went super well. It doesn't have to be correct, it just has to work well enough. Like this parking job. And it in fact doesn't actually reach that far. But I can still possibly put something on the end of it. And use it anyway. It would have to be something big, but like... this thing can handle big. Unhinged idea. What if I take like one of these big boats, drive it around, and then transfer the boat into here and then drive the boat over? Would that work? I can't think of why that wouldn't work. Other than maybe like the crane not being able to handle it. Yeah, let's give it a shot. I've hit the boundary of the level. I suspect that the developers didn't expect me to reach for this as a potential solution to the puzzle. But that simply makes me want to use it more. That's fine, we don't need that back end. Said the CEOs to their API devs before forcing them to implement AI. Why are we paying so much money for access to this data when we can just have the AI give us data? And then they pay 10 times as much to make things up that aren't even accurate. You love to see it. Alright, I think I'm gonna run aground shortly. There we go. The further along I get in this plan, the more I think that it's not going to work. However, I do owe it an honest try, I think. Is this a giant spring? It is. Wait, hold on. That might work. Hold up. Okay, I gotta try the boat thing. It's too unhinged not to give it an honest try, but that spring might actually also serve as a potential solution. I don't think this thing can lift that boat. This thing's strong, this thing's very strong, but I don't think it's strong enough to lift that boat. However, there's a universe where it is, and maybe that universe is this one. And if it is this one, I want to find out. Oh, it's so small compared to this boat. This is not... Okay. I didn't think that it would work, but I had to try it. I'll just leave this here as like a monument to good ideas. Alright, so the other idea that I had while I was, like, out and about is this slinky thing. What if I was to take this and stretch it between the two things? Because, like, I bet it could. Oh, the physics in this game is so good, it even gets tangled like a real slinky. Alright, so... let's go back up and around. Find our egress point. Okay, so about here. And I want to go to about there. So I gotta get this up here first, which is probably doable. Imagine it making the noise like one of those door stoppers where you like pull it and you like let it vibrate. You don't think? What don't you think? You don't think it was supposed to do that? What it's supposed to do and what it's capable of under my guidance are two entirely different things. That's still too shallow. However, I think I maybe can work with this. Oh, not that. So I could do that, and then I can break that. Alright. Good enough. Now I take this slinky, which is probably going to shatter the plank as I try to drag it up. I was always one that had to untangle these as a child. The prospect of untangling one as an adult in Teardown is kind of scaring me. Alright, let's scoot up, let's go. It's not coming up. Yes, it is. Awesome. Let's keep going. What? Come on. Come on, come on up, come on up. Oh no. This is fine. This is fine. You know, if this thing goes into the water, I don't think I'm getting it back. Actually, come to think of it, is Slinky like a... Is Slinky like a brand name? Because like, I've definitely seen this exact thing as like a toy that wasn't like called a Slinky, it was called like a spring toy. You know, the whole like bland name product thing that people do to avoid copyright? Calling it a Slinky is probably copyrighted. Oh, shoot. This feels so far away from, like, any intended solution, but that just makes me want to do it more. The precariousness of the bridge just adds to the charm of the solution for me, personally. Oh, I lost it. Okay, actually, what if I did it the other way around? What if instead of trying to bring the whole thing up, what if I put one in there, and then I take the other end around? And then I just take the end up, and then I, like, anchor the end, and then I pull the other end up? Kind of like a Slinky. Oh dear. And then I simply fall off. Okay, let's try this again. It's actually tangled, oh my goodness. Come along, come along. Not lifting the whole thing, we're just lifting one end, so it's more reasonable. Hypothetically. Not gonna end well? Nonsense. This can only end well. Actually. Idea. Bring this up like this. And then I'll cable tie this end to this. And now the Slinky wants to be up there. Yeah. For legal reasons, I'm sure that this is, like, not actually a Slinky. Or, like, endorsed by Slinky. Which, like most whimsical things from my childhood, is probably owned by, like, some soulless megacorp these days. Okay, come up. Come on up. Get you over. Alright. Just gonna anchor this here. I feel so cheated right now. I feel like this can work. I also feel like there's probably saner solutions that, like, would take much less work to set up. But at this point, I'm committed. Besides, doing things the normal way is boring. Use the big crane to lift the small crane. I like where your head's at, actually. Maybe if you'd said that before I said this, before I saw the slinky, maybe that would have been plan B. But right now the slinky is plan B. That would be unhinged, though. I do like that. It also comes to mind that I could potentially just lift the slinky with the crane to get it over there. Matter of fact, that's probably like a bajillion times more viable. But I've already built this chain and, like, it'd be a shame to, like, you know, not use it now. What here? If you've never actually handled a slinky, take my word for it. This thing is an impressively accurate depiction of one. The way it, like, tangles up and, like, gets stuck at, like, the slightest provocation. Alright, I'm just gonna try the crane. I spent enough time trying to do it the hard way. Growing up, I was never the one tangling slinkies, I was always the one untangling them. Like, generally what would happen is, like, my brother would be playing with it, he'd tangle it, he'd, like, twist it up to... He'd, like, twist it up so that it was just, like, this unrecognizable mangled mess. And then he'd just kind of, like, throw it aside because he couldn't, like, you know, mess with it anymore. And then I'd want to play with it, so I would meticulously spend a bunch of time, like, untangling it. And then right when I was done, Mother would come over and be like, "Your brother says that you that you've had this thing for so long, it's his turn." My brother did stuff like that all the time. It was obnoxious. Oh, thank you for the head pats. I appreciate them. Alright, you know, this is much saner. Oh, thank you for the head pats. I appreciate them. Yeah, I didn't really give this thing a whole lot of, I should have attached this to the arm, not to the hook. Oh well. As long as it gets the thing up here, that's what really matters. Get this thing over the other side, it'll snag a bit. That's all that I need, really. Oh. I know I need to cut these wires, otherwise it'll keep getting dragged back, but like... if I do it too early, it'll just fall down. Like that. And not be grabbable again. Oh, come on. Alright, this feels good. It feels like center mass is like over the thing instead of over the ground. Come on, this way. Awesome. My heart dropped out of the bottom of my stomach for a second there. This is fine. Yeah, now I gotta get this other side, like, around somehow. That's it, first things first, we're gonna take a 5-minute break. Please use this time to refill your beverage, go to the bathroom, anything that would take you about 5 minutes. I will see you shortly. I return. Alright, let's straighten this out. The best of our ability. And then what I want to do is take this end kind of like around. So... I just want to get it there. Yeah, it occurs to me that in order to stretch this thing across, I probably need to build a bridge that I could then simply use to cross it. So basically this whole thing was like... kind of a waste of time, probably. But it was entertaining, which works for me. As long as I don't let go of left mouse button, I can keep stretching this cable out. It won't connect if I'm not close enough, but... I can hypothetically connect it to something. So, like, what if I... Imagine if I go to all this effort, and then it turns out that, like, my route just fundamentally isn't fast enough. That would be unfortunate. We're getting somewhere. We got 31 planks, 19 cables, 7 bullets. I like how bullets are like a limiting factor when considering construction. The notion amuses me. It's like, hey, do you have a pair of pliers? I need to like cut this cable. It's like, I don't have a pair of pliers, but I have the next best thing. It's like, oh no. Yeah. That's how you know a company's American. These like little metallic chunks. Especially like the little 2x ones. Never mind. I was gonna say they look really satisfying. Like I kind of just want one. Like a little ornament for the desk, maybe. You know, tungsten cubes are a thing. Perhaps at some point I should get myself one. They aren't cheap. That's why it's at some point and not... Perhaps I should get myself one. It's like there's consideration along the way. Well, that happened. I wonder if I can exploit that anyway. Oh, shoot. Depending on the size of it, I may not be able to lift it. I think my maximum lifting ability is like 30 pounds. A tungsten cube, I would probably put it on my desk and my desk would just break, realistically. Shoot. Oh. It would also be really, really mean to, like, whoever ended up delivering it. Like, some poor, like, you know, delivery person, probably not paid enough to deal with, like, normal stuff. Sees, like, a small package, they're just like, oh, something, like, small and normal and easy to carry. And then they, like, physically can't lift it, and they're like, oh, no. Shoot. I just, like, I wonder if my package is here, and I look out, and I just, like, see a truck with, like, the back end, like, visibly lower, and it's kind of, like, dragging along as it's driving. Okay, there's some wonky physics going on there that I'm not entirely on board with. I, like, touch it and it, like, flings me off in a direction. They are fun when I'm not trying to, like, move quickly and accurately. Right, good enough. So, I start here, go up here, go across here, go across here. Probably just like drop down here. Grab this, turn around. I'll need another plank for this one. Not gonna need it, but may as well. Run up like this. I don't want to make it there. I might actually run out of planks, which is kind of a crazy thought, but... there might be more up in that cabin if I need them. I did use a lot, but it was for the most part worth it, I think. Fallen giant. So I get up here. I want to just... maybe just like grab this thing through the wall. It's like I run through here, grab this. It's more or less directly across to get onto this thing and then get up there. So this would actually be the easy part, because for this one I'm going down. Alright, this stretch this whole distance? No, it cannot. That's fine. I feel like those ones shouldn't be jittering as much. I'm not doing anything nutty with them. So I run across. Down here should be relatively trivial compared to some of the things that I've had to do along the way. Just make a couple of planks. The plank will just clip to the ground. Physics has given up entirely on containing me at an admittedly inopportune moment. That goes surprisingly well. I like that. So, I grab this, grab this, grab this, grab this, grab this. Run across. I want to get this, which this one actually has a bit of a longer cable. So I could probably swing that one around over here. Oh, interesting. That's a bathroom, I think. I feel like it'd be weird, like, admiring art and thinking there could be somebody on the toilet, like, less than a foot away on the other side. Well, maybe that's just me. Who knows? Let's pick the... That feels like it came off a little bit too easily. Oh well. Try this again. On our way in. I guess it doesn't have to go far, it just has to kind of... like that. Down. I can't quite like that, so it has to go a little bit further still. It's like... yeah, the main thing I wanted to not do is snap off while I'm trying to set it up. Alright, so I drop down. That's close enough to grab. Alright. I run like this. Yeah, like that along the way. I come out the front, and my car's over there. And if I wanted it to be just a little bit faster, I could have like another car right here, just kind of zoom me over just a little bit. Just a tiny bit faster. Though I guess I do also just have the blue tide. That's also an option. Start here. I like how even after all that waste, I still have, like, probably a dozen blanks left over, if not more. I'm not complaining. Not in the slightest. So I turn around, run up like this, yoink that. Okay. I might be able to refine it a bit further, but I do think that all the pieces are in place. Let's see how well that it goes in practice. Overshot that, shouldn't have done that. Oh well. Overshot that as well. Oh well. And like this. Okay, that was actually so well set up that I've got enough time to sign my name before I leave. Let's go. Alright, alright. Alright, I set that up really well, actually. Alright. I'm proud of myself. Thank you for the hit pats. Ugh, Dad, I'm watching Dark Moon. Never mind, these are the credits. I finished watching Dark Moon. Oh, that's Mom. Freya. So they're rebranding the center wing of the museum as Kirsten's Strabak's wing, and if this is where the art scene and locale is heading, then I don't think we should have a museum at all. At least not a wing dedicated to Kirsten. I see where this is going. Into the water, probably. Out with a bang. Oh, this was barbed wire, not a slinky. I was just handling this thing for goodness knows how long. Here we got a bunch of nitroglycerin, we got some bombs. Is this a missile truck? Yes, it is. Between this and the remote bombs, what's going on here? Military exercise, live explosives. Bombs, nitroglycerin. And there's no time limit, so I guess this one's just a breather mission. It's like I could just jackhammer this thing out of existence. Which would take a while, but would get the job done, eventually. So this middle bit is the bit that we're getting rid of. Nitroglycerin. Nitroglycerin's fun because you can set it up and it doesn't explode immediately, so you can kind of like set up these like nice domino chain reactions. Actually, come to think of it, following the train of thought from like Slinky earlier, I wonder if like Domino is also a brand name. I didn't actually check if Slinky was a brand name, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was. I feel like Domino is probably not a brand name, because if it was, it would clash with Domino's, the pizza place. Like, I don't think I could get away with calling myself, Apples. Like, I'm the Apples Computer Company. That would probably get me slapped with a C&D. Like, I might get slapped with one just for conceiving of the thought, who knows? Or even worse, Disney's. It's like, hi, I'm Disney's. It's like, no. Come to think of it, most names are because, like, somebody at some point, like, did something or was, like, known for something. I wonder what the original, like, Walt Disney... I wonder what the Disney name is, like, about. Like, what does your family do to get called Disney? My company is so litigious, I almost want to just drop the topic for that reason. You'll never know. You never know. It would not surprise me if, like... It would not surprise me if there were, like, speech-to-text bots that are just, like, analyzing everything I say to make sure that, like, nothing is too, like, copyright infringing or seditious against Twitch. Just automatically slap me with a cease and desist if they determine that I'm, like, distributing, like, Simple and Clean or whatever. It would be really funny if I accidentally, like, removed every means that I had to actually get into this building in the process of, like, trying to take out its supporting structures. So now it's just the pillars. Assuming that I cut this thing off properly. You know, I kind of started this thinking to myself, I'm just gonna make a few, like, surgical cuts. And then I'll, like, use explosives. And yet now I find myself in the scenario where I might actually just do this entire thing with the jackhammer. I'll blow up the other foundation with explosives. Oh, hi. Hello? Into the water with you. I do know that there are bots that, like, listen to the audio, so that they can, like, try and copyright strike you if they think that you're playing music that's, like, not part of the game. Or music that's in the game that, like, the game doesn't actually have the right to redistribute. Of which the only example that actually comes to mind is, My Way from Stranger of Paradise. Hey, what's holding this up? Is it like one little pixel of staircase? What's going on here? I should play Stranger of Paradise on stream. Maybe I'll do that after Ender Lilies. That game is fun. I like that game. It's also a game where I'll kind of have to, like... Well, not have to, but, like, I might have to, like, pick my own endpoint, because it can go on for a very long time. It's one of those games with, like, an end game where, like, the numbers just keep getting bigger. And you just go until you're tired of number go up. What is holding this thing up? It has to be that staircase. Like, it's not connected, but it... What's going on? What's holding this whole thing up? It's... Is it actually just, like, floating? What's going on? Is it that glass? Alright. Well, that didn't at all go the way I thought it would. They give me, like, all these nice vehicles and toys and so many explosives, and then I'm just like... Oh, they even gave me a missile truck. I feel sad that I didn't use the missile truck. Oh, it's a volley too. Oh, I missed out. Oh well. I can always come back and do this again later for fun. Ray really showed Kirsten how it's done. I convinced Gordy to do a little something about your car. You'll find it in the garage. Oh no, what did you do to my car? There's... So now my car is a monster truck. Alright. They literally took the wheels off the monster truck and put it onto my dinky little car. These are the wheels from my car. That's actually so funny. Oh, that's it. That was the whole thing. It's also a convertible. It's not the fastest car, but it's mine. You know, now that I think about it, this is actually a very aerial core car. It's like this tiny adorable like little pink thing with like giant monster truck wheels. It's like, oh, it's so cute. Wait. You first thought was a clown car was a monster truck. Oi. You know, this was super fun. And I don't have the DLC, so this is probably, at least for now, the end of this playthrough of Teardown. Which means that I gotta think of something to do for next Sunday. Aw, thank you for the head pats. Wait, what other game am I finishing at the same time? Oh right, I finished, what was it called? I finished Super Mario World. To be fair, that game was really short if you know what you're doing. Which I kind of did. It is kind of funny how this keeps happening. But yeah. I suppose that'll be it for tonight. Yeah, true. I could have finished that game in like half an hour if I really wanted to. But yeah, anyway, yeah, at least for now, that's the end of Teardown, I think. Next scheduled stream is going to be tomorrow, Monday. It's going to be Ender Lilies, Quietest of the Nights. As for what I'm doing next Sunday, I have not yet decided. I hope you have a wonderful night. And I hope to see you again. We have hydrated. Have a wonderful night. Hope to see you again. Good night.